So I thought I would show you, before I actually did it, that there are a lot of videos that talk about kimchi juice for your nose. I'm pretty sure this is the one that I watched. You see over here it says kimchi juice. Oh, there's the Amazon man or woman. I just made turmeric pills. So that's why my fingers are yellow. Anyway, nasal probiotics. Let's watch this one. This one seems short.
Virtually everyone nowadays, it seems, is familiar with the gut microbiome, the importance of having a nice healthy balance of good microbes, balanced out with neutral and maybe a few not so good microbes living in the gut. But not a lot of discussion is out there about the sinus microbiome. And
yeah, because I didn't know.
I think a lot about patient sinuses because I work with many patients who are dealing with mold illness, and in some of those cases, in many of those cases, they have some colonization of mold in their sinuses.
Sticking this natural food up my nose would have helped. Kimchi, the Korean fermented side dish. Kimchi.
So here's something to read if you want to read. This is lactobacto.com. So I had a little bit of the, can you see? I had a little bit of the turmeric that I could not get in a capsule. So I just put a cup of almond milk in the turmeric, and now I'm drinking it with no sweetener or anything. Excuse me. A quick summary of sinusitis treatment methods using kimchi, refrigerated and frozen probiotics. Okay, so I'm going to try it. Oh, hey, I'm desperate. I used the neti pot this morning, and yeah, some stuff came out of my nose, and I'm still coughing up slightly discolored mucus. I know I drink coffee, but I like gargle with water before I spit. I only drink coffee in the morning, so sometimes in the afternoon, but that's rare. And the mucus is still discolored. So I'm going to try the kimchi, and I'll let y'all know how it goes. So I don't know if I'll include this little part in my video because it seems kind of gross to stick something up your nose on camera. It seems like very bad manners.
A carnival of grotesques. A convocation of imbibers of turpentine and methylated spirit.
But here is the kimchi. I expected the sauce. I expected it to look a little, I don't know, like runnier. And so mine does contain anchovies, but anchovies are not a shellfish, so I should be fine. Here it goes. I just thought it might be funny. If my reaction's funny, I thought it might be funny, but it might just be you watching me stick something up my nose, like flatten my nostril out. It stings a little. That's probably a little bit more than, like that's probably a quarter, and that's probably a half. So I guess I did it right. No reaction yet. I do have an EpiPen, just in case. Yeah, I'm not gonna, I use two separate fingers, you saw that. So this is not really contaminated. So I'm probably gonna wait like 30 minutes and see, and then I will use that and do it again. Hey, I mean, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? I am a very anxious person. It's been about 15 minutes. And I've just been sitting here reading the article that I showed you. And I can feel like my eyes feel like they're starting to not burn, but I can feel my eyes, whereas I normally can't feel my eyes. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, what have I done? It's probably normal, but any thought like that can trigger an anxiety attack in me. So, and I'm here by myself and I don't have anyone to bounce that off of and for them to say like, Leela, calm down. Because in all actual honesty and truth, like you probably put worse stuff in your nose when you were a kid outside playing in the mud and you're just fine. I mean, my generation, this probably wouldn't happen now. Well, not to the extent that it did in my generation. But anyway, what I'm saying is, as children, we probably shove things up our nose that I know my kids put candy up their nose and chocolate chips, and I don't think we ever had to take them to the ER. I don't really remember. But anyway, yeah. So I'm probably just being paranoid, but that thought, when I could feel it, I can't feel it moving up, like I can't feel anything crawling up my nose, like that would just freak me out. But like just the fact that my eyes feel kind of warm now, I'm just like, oh, what did you do to yourself, Leela? But hey, I have you guys to talk to whenever I'm feeling like this. I could actually go live and talk to you like that, but I'm kind of nervous about that. Anyway, excuse me. I'm just gonna sit here, drink my turmeric milk. I'm gonna go outside and get my package that Amazon left. From here on out, it's gonna be Christmas presents, so I'm thinking about putting something outside, like bottles of water or something, bottles of water and like little granola bars or something for the Amazon Prime and UPS, FedEx, whatever people. That would be nice. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. So I'm alive. It's 2:12. It's been about an hour. I did the kimchi juice 3 times. And now I'm going to attempt to make these. So I measured out my whipped topping, my 0 sugar Cool Whip, and this and 1 tablespoon was all I had. So it looks like I have everything else, so I'm going to go ahead and make them, and I will show you what they look like when I'm done.
Oh, no, Connie, no, please, I beg you, don't say those awful words.
I am going
She's going to say it. Yes.
to my room.
Oh, dear.
We just got finished with dinner. I made taco bowls, and instead of rice, I put cucumbers in mine. So anyway, and I had the keto bars, the keto pumpkin cheesecake bars, and they were pretty good, I have to say. They were good. And I put the recipe in my chronometer app. Somehow if you pay for the chronometer app for a year, which isn't too pricey to be honest with you, you can import the recipe. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's snapping a picture. I mean, I'm sure I could look it up, but I just wrote in the ingredients and figured out, you know, how much a serving was. I kind of overestimated the serving size, but coming out of the freezer, it tasted like an ice cream treat. It's really good, so I would highly recommend that. I did want to talk to you guys about something. So, hang on. I put you down on my nightstand and you can see this side of the room is one color and this the old color. I still have not finished painting it, which has been a goal of mine since August. I'm feeling pretty parched, so I'm drinking water. So, this thing I want to talk to you guys about, I have heard about it now. This is the third time I've heard about it. And in the videos that I watch, they have this theory. In the Christian community, they talk about like asking God something, and they ask God to give them a confirmation. Say, for instance, I ask God, should I buy that blue car? Is it going to be a lemon or not? So then I would ask for confirmation on that. And who knows how that would show up. But that's how they would take seeing like signs of blue or whatever as confirmations. So I don't know why I've come across this 3 times. Maybe it's just gaining in popularity and more people are talking about it. But what I want to talk about is something called night waking. Now, the first time I heard about it was this channel came across my recommended on YouTube. And I watched it, and it was about how Victorians slept. And it's this young woman, I don't remember her name or her channel name, but she's one of those YouTubers who does experiments and then makes videos about it. And she did a video about it. I watched that video and didn't think anything more about it. And when I was reading this book, there's a section on it, and I just thought to myself, that would be so luxurious. So that's going to be our reading tonight. I'm going to read to you about night waking. Okay, I'm going to start on page 85. If my night waking feels elemental to me, perhaps that's because it was once a normal component of human sleep, only recently forgotten. At Day's Close, Night in Times Past, the historian A. Roger Eckhart, asserts that before the Industrial Revolution, it was normal to divide the night into 2 periods of sleep. The first sleep, or dead sleep, lasting from the evening until the early hours of the morning, and the second, or morning sleep, which took the slumberer safely to daybreak. In between, there was an hour or more of wakefulness known as the watch, in which families rose to urinate, smoke tobacco, and even visit close neighbors. Many others made love, prayed, and reflected on their dreams, a significant source of solace and self-awareness. In the intimacy of the darkness, families and lovers could hold deep, rich, wondering conversations that had no place in the busy daytime. This was a function of the times in which the night really was dark, when the poor would go to sleep early to save the price of candles, and even the rich would have the choice of struggling with their occupations in limited light or surrendering to sleep. Outside the house, the streets were usually unlit, so the only navigable space was home. This was so ordinary and perhaps also so private a moment in the day that little was written about it. Eckhart picks up a range of passing references to the first and second sleeps in diaries, letters, and literature, but this ancient practice is nearly invisible to the contemporary eye. In 1996, a 1996 study by Thomas Weir and his colleagues attempted to replicate the conditions of winter sleep in prehistoric times, depriving subjects of artificial light for 14 hours each night and observing what happened to their sleep patterns. After several weeks, the participants fell into a pattern of lying awake in bed for 2 hours before falling asleep for around 4 hours, then would wake up and enjoy 2 or 3 hours of time characterized as contemplative and restful, and then take another 4 hours of sleep until morning. Most interesting of all, Weir observed that the midnight watch was far from an anxious time for his subjects. They felt calm and reflective in these moments, and blood tests revealed elevated levels of prolactin, the hormone that stimulates the production of breast milk in nursing mothers. In most men and women, prolactin levels tend to be low, but the watch seemed to have an endocrinology all of its own, which Weir compared to an altered state of consciousness similar to meditation. In this borderland between wake and sleep, our ancestors may have experienced a state of being different from any we know, or any we can know unless we refuse the intrusion of artificial light. So that was the second mention that came across my eyes. And the third mention was on Facebook. A friend of mine posted something about this same topic. So I don't really know that there's any way I could, if I did this experiment, it would be on my own. And who would I talk to? I don't know if it would make me feel lonely. Just to wake up in the middle of, wake up, get up for a couple hours, and I couldn't really turn on any electricity. I'd have to light a candle. I couldn't watch YouTube or look at my phone. I would have to either read or just sit there and think, or I don't know. Because I would be the only person doing it, I don't know that I would get much out of it. But as a community, if we could get back to that, does that sound luxurious to you, or is it just me? Well, first of all, I love the night. I love the dark. And I prefer the winter time when it gets dark earlier and we have more dark than we do light. I think that people with light colored eyes, like I do, tend to prefer this time of year where there's less light. I don't know if they've ever done a study on that, but it just seems logical to me. But anyway, so that is what I wanted to talk about tonight. And I've been thinking about it. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about it. Have y'all heard about it? Is it something that you think you would be interested in doing, or am I just completely nuts? So let's go get our jar. I do this with one hand. Here's the jar. I'm going to have to root around with my hand and out of the view of the camera. I guess you can watch me. If you really want to make sure I'm not cheating. What could it be? Do what I love. Do what I love. And I'm covering the tea. So that is going to be it for tonight. I'm not going to post this tonight because it's already like 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I'm tired. So I am going to post this tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Bye.